Evening. Settle in. I'm your storyteller tonight. No rush, no noise, just a road, a secret, and one hard choice. Stay close. Listen.
Pre-dawn inventory. Alex Ward signs the clipboard with a pen that barely works and doesn't bother joking about it. The depot is quiet in that specific way early places are quiet. Like the building itself is still asleep and you're trying not to wake it. Fluorescent lights buzz. The air smells like cardboard, diesel, and yesterday's coffee. He checks the manifest the same way he always does, not because he trusts it, but because he trusts routine. Ridgehaven Run, Mountain Town. One road in, one road out, weather permitting. Nothing weird today, his supervisor says, already walking away. Alex doesn't answer. If you say it out loud, you invite the opposite. He loads the usual mix: small boxes, padded envelopes, plastic tubs with pharmacy labels, a couple of oversized packages that look like they contain someone's regret in the form of a cheap chair. And then he sees the box. It's not huge, it's not flashy. It's just heavier than it should be. Corrugated cardboard, double-walled, brown tape, no logo, no bright stickers, no fragile in red shouting for attention. There's a label on the top with a delivery name he doesn't recognize, and under the barcode, a second mark, not printed like the rest, stamped. A short internal code, K17/RIV. Alex pauses. He scans it anyway, because that's what you do. The handheld scanner chirps and then displays a blank error he's never seen before. No record found. He tries again. Same result. He angles the scanner away like it's the scanner's fault, like he can shame the device into cooperating. Nothing. He checks the manifest. The box isn't listed. Not under the name, not under the address, not under any of the usual routes. He looks around the depot without turning his head too far. Nobody is watching. Nobody is not watching either. Just the normal morning emptiness and the buzz of lights. Alex could leave it. He could set it aside, tell someone later, let it become a problem that belongs to a desk instead of a driver. But the box is already on the rolling cart with the Ridgehaven stack, already placed like it was always meant to be there. That is what bothers him most. Not the weight, not the code, the certainty of its placement. He lifts it, feels the center of mass settle heavy in his arms. No shifting inside, no loose contents. Whatever is in there is packed tight or built as one piece. He sets it in the van last, behind the driver's seat, close enough to feel like a passenger. Then he closes the doors and locks them with the same old key. The mountains are still black on the horizon. The first light hasn't arrived yet, and Alex is already driving. The road that narrows. The highway gives him 10 minutes of normal life. Flat lanes, sleepy signage, the last gas stations with bright lights and tired snacks. Then the route starts doing what mountain routes always do. It narrows without apologizing. The van hums steady. Tires whisper over cold asphalt. Alex keeps both hands on the wheel, not tight, just present. He's done this run enough times to know the road by feel, where the wind hits harder, where the fog likes to sit, where the guardrail ends too early and starts too late. A pale line of sunrise appears ahead, thin as a cut. He checks his phone once at a red light that is always red too long, even when no one is coming. No new messages. Then, one vibration. A text from an unknown number. Drive steady. No delays. Alex doesn't respond. He reads it once, then locks the phone and puts it face down in the cup holder. He tells himself it's spam. He tells himself a lot of things. The van climbs. The world changes from storefronts to trees, from streetlights to darkness, from familiar to quiet. And the quiet has weight. He feels it in the way sound travels differently, in the way the engine seems louder because everything else has gone silent. He checks the rearview mirror. Nothing behind him except distance. He checks again a minute later because that's how anxiety behaves. A pair of headlights appears far back, too far to read, too far to care. Alex keeps driving. His eyes drift once to the box behind him. No movement, no sound, just cardboard, tape, and a code that doesn't exist. Another vibration, unknown number again. If you stop, you call attention. That one lands different, because it's not a demand, it's advice. Advice assumes familiarity. It assumes the sender knows how he thinks. Alex swallows slow. He feels his mouth grow dry. He takes a sip of coffee that tastes like burnt metal and routine. He doesn't speed up. He doesn't slow down. He drives like someone who has no reason to be nervous. That is the trick, isn't it? Act normal, even when normal has left the room.
The first pull-off. There's a pull-off around mile marker 42 where tourists stop in summer to take photos of the valley. In winter, it's just a patch of gravel and a view that feels too big for one person. Alex drives past it. His body still notices it, the reflex to slow, to check, to reassess. But he remembers the message. If you stop, you call attention. He keeps going. The headlights behind him are closer now. Not close, just closer in a way that makes the mind start building stories. A pickup truck, maybe. Someone else delivering. Someone late for work. Someone with a reason. Or someone with his reason. Alex hates that his brain does this, turning every possibility into a threat, like threat is the default setting now. He reaches for the radio out of habit, then stops himself. Music would be wrong. Talking would be wrong. Anything that breaks the quiet feels like an announcement. Instead, he listens to the engine, the steady pull of the climb, the faint rattle in the dashboard that he's meant to fix for months. He rounds a bend and sees a road sign, Ridgehaven, 27 miles. The letters look clean, too clean, as if the town polishes its name so outsiders don't ask questions. His phone buzzes again. This time it's not a text, it's a call. Unknown number. He doesn't answer. It rings until it stops. A new message appears instantly afterward, like it was prepared. You don't have to talk, just deliver. Alex exhales through his nose, slow and controlled. He checks his mirrors again. The headlights behind him dim as the vehicle drops back, as if the driver decided, for now, to give him space. That should be relieving. It isn't. Space can be a tactic. He passes another pull-off. This one has a single parked car with its lights off. A dark sedan angled toward the road. No movement. Alex's hands stay steady at 10 and 2. He doesn't look too long. He drives by like he didn't notice it, but his mind marks it anyway. A quiet checkpoint, a silent witness, a reminder that the mountains have eyes if you know where to place them. Ridgehaven's border without a sign. By the time the road levels out, the sunrise is real. Not bright, just present. A pale gold leaking into the sky like something warming up slowly. Snow sits in patches under the trees. The shoulders of the road glitter with frost. And then, the town begins, without a clean line, without a gate, without ceremony. First, a cluster of mailboxes, then a low building with a faded sign for fuel, then a diner that looks like it never remodeled because it never trusted the future. Ridgehaven. Alex slows as the speed limit drops. The pickup that had followed him is gone now, either turned off somewhere or decided its job is done. That should make him feel safer. Instead, it makes him feel like he's entered the second act. He stops at the diner lot because that's where deliveries start. The owner takes packages for half the town. The pharmacy across the street takes the rest. Alex steps out and the cold hits him clean. It smells like pine and old smoke. He opens the rear doors and begins unloading. Normal boxes first. Normal labels. Normal names. People wave. People nod.
Ridgehaven has a polite way of watching without staring. Then, he reaches for the heavy box. He lifts it carefully. The weight pulls down through his arms into his shoulders. As he turns, the diner door opens. A man steps out, not wearing an apron, not carrying a coffee pot, just a man in a jacket that's too new for this town. He stands still and looks at Alex like he's checking a detail on a list. Alex doesn't greet him. The man doesn't greet back. He simply says, quiet and even, "You're on time." Alex's throat tightens. "Who are you?" Alex asks, and hears the edge in his own voice. The man smiles slightly, like that wasn't the point. "Delivery address is correct," he says. "We'll take it from here." Alex shifts his grip on the box. "It's not on the system." "It wouldn't be," the man replies, still calm. "You did the right thing by not asking at the depot." Alex holds the box tighter without meaning to. "I didn't do anything. I just drove." "That's doing something," the man says, as if explaining a simple rule. "You kept it quiet." Alex glances past him. The street is normal. A woman walks a dog. A truck idles by the curb. The diner sign flickers like it always has. Normal life continuing inches away. The man extends one gloved hand, patient. Alex doesn't hand over the box. Not yet. Because he wants one piece of sense to hold on to. "Where is it going?" he asks. The man's smile fades, polite but firm. "Not far," he says, "and not for you."
The wrong kind of signature. The man produces a small device, like a phone but not quite, and holds it out as if it's a signature pad. "Sign off," he says. Alex stares at it. "I need a name." "You don't," the man replies. "You need to finish your route." Alex looks down at the box. The stamped code sits there like a brand. K17/RIV. He thinks of the scanner error, no record found, like the system itself refuses to acknowledge it. "Who's it for?" Alex asks. The man's eyes flick briefly to the diner window, where someone inside watches with the casual curiosity of a person bored by small-town mornings. Then back to Alex. "For someone who doesn't want attention," the man says. Alex almost laughs. It comes out as air. "Then why contact me at all?" The man's voice stays low. "Because you're reliable. Because you don't improvise." Alex hears the implication. Don't start now. A second person appears behind the man, stepping out from the side of the diner. A woman this time. Same kind of jacket. Same newness. She doesn't speak. She only positions herself so Alex has someone on both sides. Not trapping him exactly, just shaping the space. Alex's mind runs options like a checklist. Refuse? Hand it back? Call his supervisor? Call the police? In a town like this, calling the police might mean calling someone's cousin, or calling someone who already knows. And the messages on his phone have made one thing clear. Someone is already inside his day. He could drop the box and walk away, but walking away doesn't erase the fact that he touched it, carried it, delivered it. The man holds the device out again, patient. Alex shifts the box onto the edge of the van floor so he can free one hand without setting it fully down. He takes the stylus. The screen doesn't show a name line. It shows a single prompt: confirm transfer, Ridgehaven node. Node, not address, not recipient, node. Alex signs anyway, his usual scribble, the one that barely resembles letters. The device beeps once, soft and final. The man reaches for the box. Alex pauses one last time. "Just tell me this," Alex says. "Is it illegal?" The man doesn't hesitate. "Not in the way you mean," he says, which is not an answer, but it's an answer shaped like one. Alex releases the box.
It leaves his hands, and something in his chest loosens like he's been holding a breath since before sunrise. The woman steps forward and takes the box without strain, as if she's carried heavier secrets. They don't open it. They don't inspect it. They simply take it and walk toward a side door of the diner that Alex never noticed before. A door painted the same color as the wall, a door designed not to be seen.
The diner that has 2 kitchens. Alex finishes the rest of his deliveries on autopilot. Packages to the pharmacy. A bin to the hardware store. Letters to a cluster of P.O. boxes that smell like old paper and cold air. People talk to him. Ask about the road conditions. Mention the weather. Mention nothing important. Alex answers like a person who belongs in this conversation. But inside, his mind keeps replaying the side door, the hidden door, the way the woman carried the box like it was normal, the way the device said node. By noon, he's supposed to be out of Ridgehaven and back down the mountain. He fills up at the faded fuel station. The clerk barely looks up. As he returns to the van, his phone buzzes again. Unknown number. Good. Clean transfer. Alex stares at the screen. Then another message immediately. Do not discuss. Do not return to the diner. He turns slowly, scanning the street. The diner sits there like always. People come and go. The sign flickers. No obvious threat. No drama. Just instructions delivered with the confidence of someone who expects obedience. Alex drives out of town. 10 minutes later, the road curves and the town disappears behind trees. He should feel relief. Instead, he feels something else. The sense that he has been used in a system that doesn't need his permission. He checks the rearview mirror. A dark sedan appears distant. Same shape as the one at the pull-off earlier. Maybe. Or maybe every sedan looks suspicious now. He drives steady. He does not stop. He does not speed. He does exactly what the unknown number expects. And that thought bothers him more than the possibility of being followed. Because it means someone has mapped his habits. Someone has decided he is predictable. Predictable people are easy to place, easy to move, easy to replace. As the road descends, the sedan behind him keeps a constant distance, not gaining, not dropping, like a metronome. Alex forces himself not to check his mirror too often. He watches the road. He watches the turns. He watches the edge of asphalt where mistakes become cliffs. His phone stays silent for 20 minutes. Then one more vibration. If anyone asks, it was a normal run. Alex almost types back, "Who are you?" But he doesn't. Because he already knows the answer doesn't matter. Whoever they are, they're not going to introduce themselves. The checkpoint that isn't official. Halfway down the mountain, Alex sees orange cones. Not many, just enough to narrow the lane and make drivers slow. A sign reads, "Road Safety Inspection." No agency name, no reflective seal, no county logo. A man in a high-visibility vest stands beside a parked SUV. He holds a clipboard like a prop. Alex's pulse stays calm on the surface and sharp underneath. He rolls down his window. Cold air pours in. "Morning," the man says, friendly tone, eyes that don't match it. "Routine check. Where you headed?" "Back to the depot," Alex says. "Any cargo today?" "Mail," Alex replies. He nods as if amused. Mail can be a lot of things. Alex doesn't smile. The man leans slightly, glancing into the van.
He looks at the shelves, the empty space behind the driver's seat where the heavy box was. His gaze lingers there for half a second too long. Then he straightens. "You stop in Ridgehaven?" he asks. "Yes," Alex says. "Diner?" Alex's mouth goes dry. He keeps his voice even. "I make deliveries. I stop where I stop." The man watches him for a breath longer than necessary. Then he steps back. "All right," he says, and taps the side of the van once with his knuckles. Casual, ownership adjacent. "Drive safe." Alex eases forward through the cones. In the mirror, he sees the man lift his phone and make a call without bothering to hide it. A minute later, the dark sedan that had been behind Alex is gone. Turned off, or stopped, or never real in the first place. Alex drives on. He doesn't feel safer. He feels confirmed. That checkpoint wasn't for safety. It was a question, and his empty space was the answer.
The depot pretends nothing happened. Back at the depot, everything is exactly the same. Same lights, same smell, same tired coffee. That is the unnerving part. How normal places can be after abnormal things. Alex returns the scanner to its dock. The screen still shows the usual route statistics. No mention of an error. No mention of a missing package. No record found because there was no record to find. His supervisor glances up. "How was Ridgehaven?" "Fine," Alex says. The supervisor nods and goes back to whatever problem belongs to his desk today. Alex wants to ask a question. He wants to say, "A box showed up that wasn't listed, a code stamped on it, someone took it through a hidden door." But he doesn't, because the message said, "Do not discuss," because a fake checkpoint asked him questions that only make sense if talking is the real risk. He empties his pockets into his locker and feels his phone vibrate again. Unknown number. "You handled it well." Then a second message. "There may be future runs. Don't make this complicated." Alex stares at the words until the screen dims. Future runs. Like this is a job offer. Or a warning. He sets the phone down and closes the locker door like closing a chapter. Except the chapter doesn't close. It just waits. That night, at home, he hears a car pass outside and thinks it's for him. He watches the ceiling and sees the stamped code in his mind like a brand burned into cardboard. K17 RIV. He tries searching it online. Nothing. He tries searching Ridgehaven node. Nothing. He tries searching K17 internal courier code. Nothing. It's like the system that owns that code also owns the space around it. The absence of information becomes its own message. This isn't meant to be known. Alex sleeps in fragments, and in every fragment, he's driving uphill before dawn with a heavy box behind him, and someone texting him to keep it quiet. The second box arrives without being delivered. 2 weeks pass. No messages. No dark sedan. No cones. Alex starts to believe it was a one-time anomaly, the kind of strange moment life throws at you and then forgets. Then, on a Tuesday morning, he arrives at the depot and finds a box on his cart again. Same size, same tape, same quiet wait, and the same stamped code. K17/RIV. This time, the label has no name at all, just an address. Ridgehaven, Diner Service Entrance. Service entrance, not front door. Alex scans it. The scanner doesn't error this time. It simply shows a single line. Transfer authorized. That's worse, because now the system is cooperating, which means the system has been changed, or the system has decided to acknowledge this one. Alex looks around. The depot is busy today. Forklifts, workers, voices. It's easy to hide something in noise. He loads the box last again, like it insists. On the road, the sunrise feels colder than before. His phone stays silent until the highway narrows. Then, one vibration. Unknown number. Same rules, same pace. Alex doesn't reply. He doesn't need to, because now he knows the rhythm.
He knows the role he has been assigned, and he knows that refusing it doesn't erase his involvement. It only changes how they handle him. He drives toward Ridgehaven again, calm on the surface, thoughts clipped and organized like inventory. When he reaches the first pull-off, there's a car parked there with lights off. Not the same sedan, a different one. But the message is the same. We're here. He keeps going. What the box actually is, without opening it. At Ridgehaven, it happens faster, like they're optimizing. Alex unloads his normal deliveries. People wave, the town pretends. The diner's side door opens before he even lifts the heavy box. The woman is there again. Same jacket, same calm. "You're early," she says. "I drove normal," Alex replies. "That's early," she says, and reaches for the box. Alex doesn't let go immediately. "What is it?" he asks. She looks at him like he's asking the wrong kind of question. "It's weight," she says. "It's leverage. It's proof." "Proof of what?" She exhales through her nose, like weighing whether he deserves a sentence more. "Proof that someone moved something that wasn't supposed to move," she says. "Proof that the chain is intact." Alex feels his skin prickle. "So I'm part of a chain?" She meets his eyes. "You're the quiet part." That line sticks. The quiet part. The part that doesn't talk. The part that drives. The part that signs. Alex lets go. She carries the box inside. As she turns, he sees a small tear in the cardboard corner where tape didn't fully seal. Not big enough to see inside, just big enough to smell something. Faint. Not chemicals, not food, not metal. Paper. Old paper. Like books, like files, like records stored too long. The woman pauses at the door and glances back. "Don't follow," she says softly. Then the door closes. Alex stands by his van in the cold and realizes something. This isn't smuggling drugs. This isn't guns. This isn't cash. It's something quieter. Something that would make sense to move through mail routes. Something that can destroy people without making a noise. Documents. Evidence. Records. History that someone wants controlled. The offer. On his way out of Ridgehaven, Alex's phone rings. Unknown number. This time he answers because curiosity is its own trap. "Yeah?" he says. A man's voice, calm and practiced. Not the diner man, not the checkpoint man. Different. "You want this to stop feeling scary?" the voice asks. Alex grips the wheel. "Who is this?" "Someone who respects logistics. You're reliable. That's rare." Alex keeps his eyes on the road. "What do you want?" "To make it official," the voice says. "Not on paper, not in your HR system. Official in the way that matters." "Payment," Alex says. A pause, like the voice approves that Alex is speaking their language now. "Yes," the man says, "and protection." Alex's throat tightens. "Protection from what?" "From being the only person in the chain without leverage," the voice replies. That hits hard because it's true. If this goes wrong, everyone above him has distance. He has signatures. He has route history. He has hands that carried boxes. Alex swallows. "What exactly are you moving?" The voice chuckles once, quiet. "You already figured it out. Records. Pieces of records. Sometimes originals, sometimes copies. Sometimes a story. Sometimes the thing that proves the story is a lie." Alex's heart beats steady and heavy. "And Ridgehaven is what? A drop point?" "A node," the voice says, like a correction. "A clean one." Alex remembers the device prompt, Ridgehaven node. He exhales. "If I say no," the voice stays calm. "Then you keep doing your normal job, and you hope nobody ever decides your involvement is inconvenient." That is the most polite threat Alex has ever heard. The road descends, trees flash by, light grows. Alex says nothing. The voice continues, gentle as instruction. "We'll send a number, a schedule. You'll never touch anything you can't plausibly explain. You will never open a box. You will never be asked to lie, only to stay quiet." Alex grips the wheel harder. Then the voice adds the final hook, almost casual. And if you do your job, you'll never see cones on the road again.
The calm ending that isn't a resolution. That evening, Alex sits at his kitchen table with the phone face up, like it's an object that might move on its own. Outside, the street is normal. A neighbor takes out trash. A dog barks once. Life continues like it always does, because life does not pause for moral dilemmas. On the screen, a final message appears. Unknown number. Tomorrow, same time, one box, different code. Alex reads it twice. Different code. So K17/RIV was only the beginning. He looks at his hands that have always been for work, for turning keys, lifting weight, steering through weather. He thinks about what the voice said, "You're the quiet part." He realizes something uncomfortable. Quiet parts keep machines running, and machines don't care what they're built for. Alex turns the phone over, face down, like that changes anything. In the morning, he wakes before his alarm. He showers, dresses, eats nothing, drinks coffee that tastes like readiness. At the depot, the cart is waiting. A box sits on it. Same size, same tape, different stamp. Alex leans close enough to read it. A new code. M04/ASH. He scans it. The scanner shows a green check. Transfer authorized. He lifts the box, feels the same dense weight, and as he carries it to the van, Alex understands the shape of his life now. Not a sudden crash, not a dramatic spiral. A slow, controlled slide into a job that will always sound normal if you describe it the right way. He loads the box behind his seat. He closes the doors. He locks them. And he drives toward the mountains as the sky begins to lighten. Steady, calm, quiet. Exactly the way the system likes him.